Hello friends, welcome to Akulmach Live. My name is Chandrakant. Yesterday there was a very big day for UK and India where both countries signed a bilateral agreement to grow the business between two nations. It is going to create a lot of jobs. There are new opportunities. There are agreements to help India fight COVID. There are agreements which will create new jobs in UK. Not only this, the India and UK wants to double their trade by 2030. So it's a very big deal, and this is exactly what we will discuss. But friends, I must tell you that there is a giveaway. Please stick around in this discussion till the end, because in the end we will tell you how you can win your free gift. Friends, let me introduce my guest today. His name is Mike Bradley. He's the Group Chief Strategy Officer of RHF and Scale Up Arena, and he joins us from UK. So, without further ado, let me welcome Mike. And the subject of our discussion is the bilateral agreement, free trade agreement between UK and India. So, Mike, welcome.
Thank you very much. Good to speak with you again, Chandra. As always.
Yes, Mike. So, are you excited? Finally, the trade agreement is out. It's almost like £1 billion on the paper. It looks like. But what is your opinion?
Well, I've actually been banging this drum for 13 years, Chandra. I've been saying for 13 years that India UK is the biggest and most exciting trading opportunity that potentially we have globally, because there are so many ties, so much friendship and commercial support between our two countries. And the idea that now there is a formal announcement that we are working towards, a comprehensive free trade agreement through this enhanced trade partnership, fantastic news. And I think, something that certainly the contacts I have in India and the UK, we're already talking about how we can do more of this together through Scale Up Arena and the ecosystems, through the RHF group, as you know. So yeah, brilliant news, absolutely brilliant. And I think we're scratching the surface when we talk about just 1 billion, because I believe that the intention is to double the value of our trade by 2030. And I see no reason why we shouldn't do that.
Excellent. It's a very good news, I think, for both of us, for Indians and for the UK citizens. And I think it is going to add up to a lot of jobs on both sides. So, do you have any idea in terms of details what is going to bring for the people in UK?
Well, I believe, initially, obviously, when they announced this, they've announced it with, about 20 or 30 major organizations that are investing into the UK. A lot of the names we know and love, the Infosys, HCL, Wipro, Masstech, Serum Institute, so across a range of health and digital technologies, even food tech. So, that's really good news. And then the other way around, there's large organizations that are going to be entering into the global market, into the India market. And that is also good news. And I think the potential is for 6,500 jobs out of the list of 20 here. And as you and I both know, 20 companies is not that many in India. So I'm sure once we get the full trade agreement going, the potential is going to be much, much larger than this.
Like few days back, I was watching the news and I saw the interview of the CEO of Bharat Serum Institute, and he actually mentioned that without giving any details, he mentioned that he is working on a nasal vaccination, and I'm also seeing that as part of this agreement, his company is mentioned and the nasal vaccination is also mentioned. Do you think it's a very big deal for both countries and for the world?
Well, I think in view of the relevance of the pandemic situation, anything that provides a simple, easier way to offset the massive negative impacts of things like COVID and any other future technologies, future viruses or potential pandemics. That's got to be good news. And I mean, the very fact that obviously India is at the leading edge of this area, and also the UK is at the forefront of developing vaccines and countermeasures, it's got to be good news. We can see the positive impact when things work out well. I mean, the fact that we've had so many people vaccinated in the UK now is really great news. There's a new optimism, I would suggest, in business as a result of people thinking, actually, we're going to start getting the economy back to normal. That's going to be a bit of a kickstart. And any of these sort of technologies and supports and pharmaceutical solutions, supply chain opportunities to help get these things to market is all good news. I'm aware of another company in the UK. Their IoT technology is vital for ensuring that the vaccines are delivered at the right temperature and at the right quality. So this is generating a whole range of new opportunities. And as we well know, India and the UK is pretty much on the leading edge when it comes to research, development, logistics, manufacturing, and the fact that we have a good trust worthy relationship between our two countries, demonstrated by Mr. Modi and Boris Johnson the other day, is very, very good news.
Well, I think there is going to be a lot of agreements with regard to tech space also, because I think I see the usual names mentioned there like Infosys, HCL, Wipro, Mastech, and many others. Do you have an opinion on this particular segment as well?
Well, of course, I've always been involved with tech for most of my career, and tech now is part of every organization. So, the fact that the UK, we invented the internet originally, one of our English predecessors, and the fact that India is at a leading edge supplier of IT and telecoms, as we well know, the fact that we're both working towards enhancing trade together, particularly around this, because technology is already in every part of our business ecosystem and will only become more so. I think there are three key areas that technology is currently being used in virtually every or being evaluated in virtually every country and company, and that is in the data management side, how you optimize the use of data properly. Secondly, in terms of the operational improvements that can be made using technology, and that can be anything from supply chain through to quality, through to manufacturing. That technology is yet to really make such an impact in those areas. And thirdly, in terms of user experience, the end user interface with the customers, so that they have an enhanced relationship and enhanced experience when they deal with companies. So those are the three areas, I think: data management, operational improvement, and client optimization. And every business in the future will have to focus on those three. Technology is going to be in the middle of that. Obviously, the Infosys and the Wipros of this world, they'll be dealing with the big companies, helping with the sort of outsourcing of technologies, but they'll also be having to implement the new innovations in these areas to help implement that for these large organizations they deal with and the large SMEs. So that's going to help deploy and I think give a competitive edge to India and the UK in the coming decade as we grow this business together.
Mike, there is one more thing which is always troubling the small businesses. That is the taxation, especially in India, because there is a withholding tax, and there is a lot of income tax, and the legal system works in a way that people can bring in money, but then if we have to do a free trade sort of situation, the taxation on the reverse transaction is quite high. Do you see any changes happening in that arena as well?
Well, like you, Chandra, I crossing my fingers that they will actually look at that, because obviously there is a stated intention here. There are some very immediate, active organisations involved, and yeah, taxation has to be examined in that context, because we're having an enhanced trade partnerships. We're looking for a comprehensive free trade agreement that has to include how we look at tax and investment. Otherwise, it's going to be a big question mark over how that's going to be used. So yeah, I think it's not explicitly mentioned here. Nobody likes talking about tax. They talk about something positive, but 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 it cannot be ignored. You're absolutely right.
Well, recently there was another very positive news that happened from Asia Pac, and that was between Thailand and Singapore, where the Bank of Thailand and the Monetary Authority of Singapore interconnected their micropayment apps, which will enable transfer of money just using mobile phones. So, like you do it in your own country, up to certain limit, you can do it. Uh, but across the country, you can send money to a Singaporean, and a person from Singapore can send money to Thailand. I think that is a very good move, because for small traders, this solves a lot of issues, and also service providers. Although they have linked it with the
100%.
although these two countries have linked it with the cross currency fluctuation, but that's okay. And there's the limit of 25,000 bahts, which is equal to 1,000 Singapore dollars. I think, between UK and India, I think we need something like that, so that there is more cross border transactions, especially in the smaller segment. What
I
is
think
your
you're
opinion?
right. Yeah, to make it very easy to make those payments. I mean, I don't know what PayPal's position is in India, but I think, yeah, anything that is streamlined to make payments in either direction easier, with less red tape, less potential um, revenue involvement, with inland revenue taxation involvement, that will really help. And the way that companies can pay and individuals can pay each other for services, yeah, and that also needs to include online and offline purchases, of course. That would make things very much easier.
Mike, you asked about PayPal. So the PayPal until last year was supporting the currency, Indian currency, but this year, surprisingly, they have stopped supporting and all US dollars. So until last year in 2020, until April 2021, I was able to raise Indian currency invoices, as well as US dollars, as well as pound sterling, as well as euros and but this year they have taken out the currency. That is the state of affairs with PayPal. But I
Right.
think we need something very similar on the lines of Singapore and Thailand. Don't you think so?
Mm. Well, I think again, that presents an opportunity for somebody. I don't know what ICICI Bank is doing, but their Spring's one immediate idea is make it easy for British pounds and rupees to be exchanged. So PayPal pulls out. There's a gap in the market. Who's going to fill it? Somebody will fill it. I'm sure with the entrepreneurial spirit of India and the UK, someone is probably already working on this right now.
Well, when PayPal pulled out, I had to move my entire finances on the ICICI Bank. And you're right, I'm currently on ICICI Bank, and I can raise all sorts of currency invoices. But I think the problem still remains
There you go.
the same, that in case of transferring money from India to UK, uh, what are the legal hurdles? Have those been removed, or they are still the status quo? So I think we need to go back. Maybe we can have another program in future where we can circle back on this issue specifically. But I think overall it's
Yes.
a very good news.
Yeah, and in order to double trade, and let's face it, we've been trading for a very long time, and now we're saying we're going to double our trade between us within 10 years. We have to look at things differently, and these matters that are raised, such as taxation, such as inflow and outflow of capital investment, those items need to be addressed. And the fact that there is intent at the top level to do so now, I think should actually, that's one of the levers we need to pull. So it's a case of leave no stone unturned, and that's an obvious step on the ladder that we need to address. Whether that has to have particular thresholds, particular links to how much investment is made, how long it's due to be in for. The fact that let's face it, the money that comes in is invested in companies who then will be declaring their taxes locally, paying taxes locally, generating jobs locally, increasing trade, helping drive economy and quality of living standards. So, there's positive contributions along the way. So at the end of that time, there shouldn't be a penalty, in my opinion, for people wanting to withdraw their capital or reinvest some of it in a different area.
I think we will wait for this whole thing to get ironed out. I'm sure there'll be a lot of good things coming our way. And did you read how many peoples will get a job in UK because of this agreement?
Well, the number of people thus far on the 20 or 30 companies that were listed is 6,500 jobs. But like I say, I think that is a drop in the ocean compared to what we'll see in the next 9 years. If this goal of doubling our trade, as you and I well know, the number of people that are employed in Indian companies or UK companies in our respective countries is enormous. And if we're going to double our trade, that's going to presumably maybe not double, but there'll be a substantial increase in employment both ends. So I think that's got to be positive news. So it's 6,500 at the moment, but like I say, I think that's the getting us off the starting blocks.
Such a great news, 6,500 just to start with, and we don't even know what benefit it brings to India. So I think after COVID wave gets over, which is expected by May end, I think we will know more about it. We will unravel this thing. We will decurl this thing, and we'll come back on the same story. Mike, it was such a big pleasure talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about this
No,
agreement.
100%. We look forward to that, and at Scale Up Arena, we're keen to get behind this, and we're already setting up an India group. So if you have people listening to this or contacts that we can actually bring together to have a special focus group, as you know, we've got a platform that can support investment, support acquisition, support going to market, educating the market, and mentoring and executive advisory support. So I think we've got a platform and a motivation, and now a very great opportunity to optimize that living bridge.
Absolutely. It was pleasure talking to you, Mike, and we will catch up next time. And I just say goodbye only to catch you next time, next week.
I look forward to it again, Chandra. Take care of yourself.
Bye bye.
We have some unique Akulmach memorabilia which will make you look outstanding. The graphics on these corporate gifts are based on the global best business practices. To become recipient of one of these gifts for free, you have to watch this video till the end and provide your valuable comments. Or you can also share your experiences. The person who makes the best comment would be chosen to become a recipient of these beautiful Akulmach gift, absolutely free, delivered to your doorsteps. The winner would also get a chance to be invited live as a distinguished panelist during our next video. What are you waiting for, friends? Please subscribe Akulmach and smash that like button.